This is a test of the Boundary Park alert system.
It's the Generation Game.
Life is the name of the game, and I want to play the game with you. Life can be terribly tame if you don't play the game with two. And I want to play the game with you.
Ladies, gentlemen and children, welcome to the Generation Game. It's nice to see you, Because it's the conveyor belt now. Get those things off as quick as you can. This will be a quick change. Open the doors. Oh, good, you're ready. Back to your old selves. OK, you're going to have 40 seconds, OK, to see everything on the conveyor belt, everything you remember you'll take away with you tonight. OK, look for a Brucey bonus. There's one there. It might not look very much, but it's worth more than what it looks like. OK, are you ready? 40 seconds starting from now. And on the conveyor belt tonight, we have a microwave oven, a fondue set, a mini stereo system, a basket of tropical fruits, a case of champagne,
Celine
a dishwasher,
John Sheridan, David Unsworth
for a year, a company tie. Right, OK, keep thinking. Come round here, sit yourself down on those chairs. Keep thinking all the time.
It's just a bag of shite. It's an absolute bag of shite, and I despair. I really do despair.
Is it me or is it getting weird at this?
Well, firstly, I want to say thank you to Shatix for the video.
Thank you, Shatix, for the video.
And hello, Matt.
Hello, Dave.
You okay?
Yes.
Busy week. Busy weekend. I know.
You held I was saying a few weeks ago that we all needed therapy. I got loads of shit for it.
Mm-hmm.
But you held a group therapy session on Saturday night, didn't you?
What, the Sexy Dave Bradley Space show?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it was
helpful, wasn't it? I think.
cathartic, I think.
Yeah.
I thought everyone was quite candid in their answers, but it was quite balanced. There was no aggression. Gazapalooza was shit-faced, but other than that...
It's not like Gaz.
No. But it was good. I thought it was good, and the inevitable happened on Sunday, didn't it?
Just in time for the podcast,
Yeah.
which was very, very welcome timing, I must admit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we've got...
Not very welcome for David Unsworth, but...
No, but...
I'm sad it didn't
can't
work
have
out.
no complaints, can he?
No, 1 win in 9.
Shocking.
It's not the best, is it?
No.
But I'm just sad it didn't work out. Sad for the Rothwell, sad for Darren.
I wanted it to work out, but it was increasingly obvious that it was not going to work, and the board had to make a decision, and yeah,
And they made the decision.
they made the decision. So on tonight's show, we're in our OASF. This is the Dark Side of the Moon one now.
I've got the Oldham calling one. There you go.
So that's those. So you
Flashing.
can get they're only available for a month. You can get them on oasf.co.uk.
Yeah.
All the money goes to Sexy Dave's.
Sexy Dave's lotion fund.
You do wear a lot of lotion. don't
Too
you?
much.
Yeah.
Too much. You've got to wear, when you put the paste on you, it does stick. So you have to lotion up, then put the paste on.
You
And it
stinking off.
slides off you.
Pasty.
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
So what we got here? We've got a couple of things, haven't we?
Yes.
Which one should we do first? We've got a couple of callers lined up.
Yeah.
Josh keeps coming in and out, but he's a first-time caller, so he'll
Yeah, Josh, get yourself
get
back on,
yourself
mate.
back on. You'll get in there.
We've got Michael, Ibbett, and Jack in that order.
Well, this is the way it goes. Because we won
Yeah.
on Tuesday night against York and the manager's gone, nobody wants to rant and rave anymore. So there's less people calling in. It's always the way.
Yeah.
It's always the way.
And if you're watching United on the Champions League, hang your head
Shame on
in
you.
shame.
Shame on you.
Shame.
On you. Should we? Oh, we've got a few
Should we get
more.
a few? Should we get
more callers?
Should we get a
coming
caller
in?
in? And should we get one?
Should we just have? I think we should just have a quick look at. Should we watch the game?
Yeah, let's do the highlights quick.
Let's do the highlights. Just as a recap. It's a throw in.
Yeah. He's there. A good cross from Kitchen.
It was a good ball. I was right behind that.
Ooh.
He should have done better then.
Done a lot better.
Yeah, he should have got on target.
Big kick from Hudson. In his nice pink kit. Nice.
Yeah. Oh, everyone's missed it.
There.
This is the goal coming
Great
up.
endeavour.
He does very well there. Keeps that in.
And there's Devan.
That's a good ball, isn't
Turn.
it?
Flick it. Yes!
Oh, striker!
Boom.
Did well, didn't he, to hold the man off?
He's not all that, is he?
Look at the strength here, Dave. Big Joe.
Shrugs him off.
Look at that there. Gets off. Goal. So Roden goes berserk.
Yeah, there's York now. Bit of pressure.
There's one pass.
Two.
Passed it back again.
Yeah.
Tries to find the other man.
Ooh.
He does.
Great catch.
What a great chance.
There's the keeper. A little pump up the pitch. Good header.
There's your man Hogan
Little
there.
flick
Good
there.
touch.
Brennan Dickinson to Nuttall. He has a crack.
Yeah.
Oh, good save.
That was quite soon after the shot, after the goal, I think. And he had a shot.
Yeah.
This is good commentary, this day.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Looking well in defence, nice and strong. Just
Yeah.
need to get a bit closer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bit of discontent in the crowd. It needs to be.
Well,
it needs to be better there.
That's
Good
what happened
save.
against Bromley, though. We played too deep, but we were much more solid.
Sheeran there. Nathan Sheeran. Nuttall again.
To
Devan.
Green.
It's a good effort. Corner ball. York on the attack. Organised York.
They knocked it around pretty well, but to be honest, they didn't have many good chances, did they? I mean, you can see from this, it was pretty limited to what they actually had on goal.
Yeah, everything was outside the area, really. They
Yeah.
didn't have a shot inside the box. Yeah. Kitchen out wide, screaming for the ball.
Yeah.
Didn't get it, though, but never mind. Divine Green again causing a load of issues.
That was a poor finish, wasn't it? He
but
didn't get anything behind it, did he, at all?
Not really.
This was
This was
a
worrying.
good chance. Yeah, this was a good chance for York.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, he spooned that, didn't he?
Yeah.
Gardner had a good game. I thought you got man of the match, actually.
Oh. Could have gone
I
in
didn't realise
on
that
another
so
day.
close.
No.
Yeah.
This was a good run from this lad now.
Yeah, he
Goes
looked
through.
good, didn't he?
Yeah.
Dangerous. But Gardner kept up with him. But again, outside the area, it's what you want.
That's what you want.
What do you want?
Here we go. I think this is a goal coming up now. Hoofs it. Yeah.
I think it was a place deft lob by.
Yeah.
It's first time.
Oh, that's it. Game over. They're not coming back from this.
W's in the chat.
He did really well there. The two goals were all about the strength, weren't they? Look at him how he holds the defender off and then just lashes it in.
Boom.
Really good.
The York fans in disarray.
And that's it. Game over. Oldham 2.
York 0.
There we go.
There you go. Watch out, Roy Butterworth, because we're coming for your job.
Matt and Dave quashing any rumours that we might be football commentators.
Motson and Davis, that, I'd say. Right.
Do you think?
No. Yeah.
No.
Will Watson.
Listen,
Will Watson.
respect to the commentators.
Yeah.
Yes. Right. So that was the game. Let's bring in Ben. Is he a first-time caller? He certainly doesn't call very often. Let's bring in Ben.
Not Ben Bittner, though. Hi,
No,
Ben Dunbar.
Ben
How are you
Dunbar.
doing?
Hey, hi guys, how are you?
Good, mate.
Good. How are you?
Yeah, well, I can't really talk much about Tuesday, but I'm here to plug the OA did shirt offer.
Oh, okay. Go for it.
Go for it, mate.
So yeah, OA did is the Oldham Athletic Disability and Inclusion Diversity Supporters Group, and there are 7-8 of us. And currently there is a signed shirt up for offer, and it's a free draw. There's a tweet on the OA did account, which is _OA did, I think.
Yeah.
And if you retweet that and give us a follow, you get an entry. And if you join the group, you get another entry.
Great stuff. Have we got the links? We can share it in the comments on here, Dave.
We've got an email. It's awaredid@gmail.com as well if you want to email there. That's awaredidsa@gmail.com. And it's a signed shirt giveaway. And let's do it.
Can you write it in there, then?
Yeah, I'll write it in. Awaredidsa. It's in the comments on YouTube right this second.
I think it might be double D. It might be because it's a DSA. So.
Yeah. Sorry. Bear with us.
So, what do you make of the the Unsworth news this week, then, Ben?
Well, I was willing to give him more time until Bromley.
Yeah, I think Bromley was the final straw for many people.
Bromley was the final straw, and it wasn't. I went to Bromley. It was quite toxic. I think it would have been a lot more toxic if there'd been more people there. And his sort of reaction at the end, where he just trudged off, and he was. I don't know if you remember. If either of you have been to Bromley, the away fans are.
Yeah, we've been there. Yeah.
Behind the dugouts, he trudged off across the pitch, didn't acknowledge the fans, and when the team acknowledged the fans, the predominant chant was, "It's not your fault." Which I think sums up the reaction. I saw that some of the comments, obviously you talked about it on the podcast about what Frank had said and stuff, and I thought, it's risky territory, some of that what Frank was alleged to have said, but I think he made the right decision in the end. So yeah, definitely. Listen, I'm really sorry, Ben, but there's really bad hissing on the line, buzzing on the line. All right.
So we're just for quality control purposes.
We're gonna have to let you go.
We'll move on to another caller. But thanks for that, mate.
Yeah.
And if you want to get in for the signed shirt,
I'll show it on the comments.
There we go.
There we go. It's awaredidsa@gmail.com.
Yeah,
cheers,
and we'll give you a retweet and stuff as well.
Yeah.
All right. Cheers, Ben. Take care, mate.
Take care. Bye.
Right. Let's bring Josh in.
Josh.
Hi, Jim. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Mate, you?
Not bad. Better after last night.
I know it's a relief, isn't it? More than anything, last night.
Yeah, it's nice to go there and see a win, isn't it?
It was actually the other thing, though. It was a good game of football, wasn't it? Right, considering the conditions, which were awful. It was actually a pretty open end to end. Like, it was so refreshing to see us actually have players in their half
to attack.
When we
From both sides as well, they played some good stuff. They just didn't really have anything up front, did they?
No, they didn't. No, I thought they were very organised, and but to be fair, our shape was very, very structured. It was covering for each other. They were just playing for each other. With a huddle at the start, you could see. You could just see that the players were well up for it, weren't they? And I think the fans were. And then the first passage of play to score that goal, and then there was another one where it just went out for a corner where they strung about 8 or 9 passes together. You could just see that they were.
Take the shackles off my feet so I can dance. That's what it was, wasn't it? It was like they were unshackled, wasn't it? Unchained. And the manager's approach was, look, we're going to have to get forward. We're going to have to. The thing is, the frustrating thing, and this is the thing, it's been obvious for weeks that what Unsworth was trying to do wasn't working. And I kept hoping that he was going to have a realization. I don't know, John Sheridan come to him in a dream or something and tell him what to do. And he would just try something very more simple. And he was overcomplicating things, wasn't he? Week after week after week. And last night it was just a case of big man and Willoughby up top, and then 4-4-2, and like when their goalkeeper was kicking the ball out or had the ball, our players were pushing forward, and we had players in their half, and Nathan Sheeran was like, between the penalty area and the centre circle, it was like all a lot more up the pitch, and it made a massive difference. And I just can't understand why Unsworth didn't want to change the approach and try something that was going to help him succeed. That's where I can't quite get made around.
Yeah, I was looking at it last night, and I couldn't really figure out what changes couldn't he see to make to turn from what we've been watching to what we ended up with last night. But Organ's massively improved for me as well, and I don't get that neither. He just seemed a completely different player last night. He there were questions on him from me personally, whether he should have the captaincy, whether he should start games. But then last night, it was completely different for me. He looked miles better.
I've still got a few questions, a bit dubious. I thought he did okay. I thought Hobson was outstanding. I thought he was rightly rewarded for man of the match. I thought Divine Green played well. I thought Willoughby, although he looked shattered after about 10 minutes, he did look busy. His movement. Sheeran was mopping up in the middle for Dan Gardner to play more freely. Brennan Dickinson looked tired, but again, he did all right. And Nuttall, I thought it was outstanding. He was strong, and the Willoughby Nuttall partnership looked really, really good. You know, that if I was Norwood, I'd be quite worried because you can't really change a winning team, can you? You know what I mean?
No, he's got to stay like that, hasn't it?
I like the combination, and this I've been wondering for weeks why he's not done it. The combination of the big man, that strong man like Nuttall, and then someone that's so busy, so much energy like Willoughby. It must be it's a nightmare. That kind of combination is a nightmare. Who was it he started? Which game was it when he started Nuttall and Fondop up top together? He did that recently, didn't he?
I can't remember.
But it was like, you just kind of like, it's too similar a problem, isn't it? It's like there's not enough to distract you. But with that combination last night, I thought it was really good. Look, there's still a lot of work to do. We're not the finished
6
product.
points off playoffs.
But those two goals were just pure centre forward play, like really, really good centre forward play.
Pressing, and in part of the game where started playing forward, did the high press for 20 minutes, they got knackered, stepped back and then started playing it backwards. Steve Thompson were going apeshit on the sideline.
Shall we ever listen to Steve Thompson?
Yeah, why not? Let's do it. I interviewed him last night after the game.
Thanks for the call, Josh.
Cheers, mate.
No worries. See you later, lad.
See you later. Tomo, Boundary Park Alert System. It's been a short space of time and the lads were probably down after the weekend. Did you put your arm round them, or was it a bit of stern conversations? What was your approach yesterday?
I think it was more or less try and get a little bit of belief into them, get the confidence. When you're not winning games, it's hard to be, start enjoying it. I just made sure the expectations from them, every position, what I'm expected of them. We worked on shape yesterday. We worked on various things. I know the weather weren't the best, and we had half a day to work on them. But I just said to them yesterday, I said that what I want from you as players in your positions and how you play, that'll dictate whether you're in the team or not. So, and there's it's all about man management. You've got to know which players need an arm around them. Some of them might need a little bit of a G up, and that's what you got to do. You've got to make sure that they, that you don't pamper to them, but you've got to know them.
In terms of the endeavour that you wanted from the players, I think Willoughby should be coming for some praise because that ball was dead and buried. It was going off for a goal kick, weren't it? And to be fair to me, brought it back in play and give a great pass to Joe Nuttall, which was a sublime finish. So we haven't seen much of Kurt. Will we be seeing much more of him under yourself?
Yeah, Kurt, he's been fantastic. I watched him all last year. He scored neck end of 30 goals for Chester. I just thought he was tiring, and later on, that's why I freshened it up. Reedy came on and scored his goals, but I think Kurt. I've said it before, when you're doing shooting and practice there, Kurt's probably the best finisher in the club. We just got to make sure that we keep on top of him, and he'll get his chance. He's a good finisher. And like I said before to people, we've got 5 strikers who all bring something different to the table. So it is competition for players, but we've got some good strikers available to us.
What was your message at the just before the game started in the changing room to the players? Just going out.
Just believe in yourself. If you make a mistake, don't start looking over at me. Just react. It was one of those that go and play with a belief. Go and try and affect the game. We said, let's get in our front foot. Let's get after the ball. We knew that York were a possession-based team that for 90 minutes, I don't think we could get after them all the time. And I think, when we drop back into our shape to try and get a breather, everyone expects us to, you can do that for 90 minutes, but you can't, because they're going to have spells in the game, where they're picking up pockets and going in there. But I thought, we defended great as a unit. The midfield worked the socks off, and the strikers, and they were defending as we expected them. So, York are very good. That we've got a clean sheet. But the main thing is, like I said, that we've got to make sure that teams worry about Oldham, and that's not disrespecting other teams. We've got to make sure that we go out there, and especially at Boundary Park, that we make it a difficult place to come to.
you got a little bit animated on the touchline when I was watching you in relation to, we'll talk about the referee in a minute, but when the players were passing backwards, you don't like that, do you? You just want them to go forwards all the time.
No, we did a session yesterday, and all I said, it's up, back and through, forward passing. That's what I said. There are certain times when I understand that you've got to go back. Sometimes I think they can get on the ball, whether it's a full-back, whether it's a centre-half. I want to play, and like I say, when you're playing against these teams, you've got to break the lines. You've got to move it forward. You've got to move it quick. So they knew what I wanted. They knew that I wanted to play a pressing game, pass the ball forward, get crosses into the box, create things. I can't remember what they've done tonight. They've given me everything.
The referee made it a little bit difficult, didn't he? He got a bit card happy towards the latter stages of the game, didn't he?
Do you know what? I don't think there was a bad tackle in the game. He came up to us at the end and he said, I think I made a few bad decisions. And I thought, well, that saves me saying it. and you see it, you see some of the rules that are coming in, and I don't think they're helping the game. I wish people just talk to the staff and say, look, they're kicking the ball away. And we've had it this year, kicking the ball away. Mikey kicked the ball away, but he kicked it where the free kick should have been. Trivial yellow cards, and then they tread on eggshells for red cards. And I just wish just a bit of common sense come back in the game, because there's too many yellows, there's too many red cards, and it's killing the game. So, I think they've just got to sit down with the right football people. And it's like now, your assistant can't come and talk to you in your technical area. Who makes them rules up? Is that a big problem? You know what I mean? That's the frustrating thing for me, that as soon as you put one foot out, he's onto you. And then they miss a blatant tackle in front of me. I'm thinking, well, how can that be right? But anyway, rant over about referees. I don't want to get fined for that.
No, don't worry. And just a quick one. Your granddad played and your dad playing for Latics. Does that make you a Latics fan then?
Yeah, I was. It's always one of the results. Born in Shore, all my family, Chadderton and Royton. Obviously, my dad, he played for Rochdale and Oldham, and his dad. So I've got great connections here. He was proud tonight. I just wish my dad was in here to watch it.
So being a big fan, you're going to tune into the Latics football phone-in tomorrow then, are you?
If I'm awake. Or on my phone.
Well, good that, Dave.
Hi, Steve, Mr. Tomo, if you're watching.
Good chat with him, that, Dave, I thought. Michael. All right, mate.
How we doing, chaps? You all right?
Yeah.
Thanks for calling, mate.
What do you make of the interview with Steve Thompson there? I mean, the expertly conducted interview by Mr. Sexy Dave Bradley.
Is that kind of a copyrighted phrase now, Sexy Dave Bradley? I think we should do a GoFundMe to get him to change it by deed poll. Do you think would you if we funded it?
If you raised collectively £10,000, I would.
Oh no! I said I raised the money for the deed poll. Knowing it's only 30 quid.
But we'll donate it to I don't know, a charity.
If you get it on your passport, I'll get it tattooed on my arm.
If I get it on my passport,
if you get your name changed and it's on your passport, Sexy Dave Bradley.
But I mean, I have to pay for a passport. But yeah, all right then, do it. Let's do it.
Digressing, there was a lad I used to work with in Spain who changed his name by deed poll, and I seen his driving license. His first name was Michael, but it was Michelangelo, Donatello, Raffaello, Leonardo, and his surname Whitstone. So like the four turtles, fucking class, man.
Hang on, didn't he used to play for us?
Might be one. Lads. I was going to say, yeah, it might be a couple of them French lads.
Right, Michael, what do you make of Steve Thompson's interview?
Yeah, do you know what? He said a lot of kind of what I wanted to say, and it's mad how you can he's had a handful of training sessions. It looks like a completely different team, and I think the one thing that I wanted to kind of point out tonight was you want teams coming here and like not wanting to play us after tonight. That other teams will be watching the tape from last night, knowing they're playing us coming up and thinking, nah, we don't want to go there. We don't want to play against that, fast pace, kind of high press all the time, because Willoughby absolutely run his bollocks off. And then, fair enough, if he's knackered after 60 minutes, then you've got Reid who can come on and do that. Whereas before, pretty much teams come and just dictate. We played away from home every single game, and I was never really Unsworth out until very recently, but it was just like a completely different team. It was almost like your pre-season had just finished, and this was like the first game of the season last night. They literally looked like a completely different players.
It was almost, in a way, it was almost like Unsworth was trying to get himself sacked by doing the same things over and over again, wasn't it? Because
Yeah.
it wasn't working, was it? But he kept
No.
persisting with it.
No.
And like I the other week on the pod when we, funny, I think it was the pod, give our team. It was the 4-4-2, and it was basically that what we said: Nuttall and Willoughby, or Fondop, Norwood, the big man and the other man, and then and that it didn't seem that difficult a decision to go with, and even just for one game, just like what Steve Thompson said, just take the shackles off them, say, "Go on, lads, and this is how I want you to play." Even just listening to Steve Thompson's been a coach at Latics this whole time.
He's had one training session. He had Monday, and it got. Most of it was that he sort of kept him in from the rain as well. So he was just more talking to the players.
But he's been there though as a coach. The point is, so like clearly Thompson thought that Latics should play one way. Unsworth thought they should play another way. Were they not sitting around discussing it between themselves? Was it? Did he rule the roost, Unsworth? Did he just have this vision that he thought was going to work?
There was no continuity from one game to the next. And do you know what? If we were playing like we played last night and we were still one win without it, I don't think Unsworth would have got half the grief that he did. But it was that bad, and it was just not working. I mean, I'm not a football coach, but even I can say, well, that's not working, change it. And I've always been one of them, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Well, if it looks like it's broken, you don't fix it, then, you know what I mean? You're raking a rod for your own back. But, I mean, the new guy, whoever the new guy comes in, I hope he's given time. And I think the reason that he went as early as he did was, and I'll put it down as abuse. It's not voicing your opinion. Some of the abuse that he got online and kind of in the pitch was absolutely dog rank. And do you know what I mean? He just made you, especially like Chesterfield was bad. And I said to one of my mates, I went, I don't want to go away games while it's like this. It's horrid, absolutely horrid. Voice your opinion, but don't give the guy abuse, being like, making personal comments. We're better than that. So. If it is a bit to begin with, do you know what? It's still very much a project. We've still 1 year into arguably, a 5-year project to get back into League One. I think they wanted to say so. I really like this. I really like the sound of this Darryl Clark. I think he'll be a good fit. I think he's probably my favourite to kind of come in. And
do they need to employ a manager who's managed in the National League?
No, I'm not bothered whether he's no. So not necessarily to answer your question. No, sorry, not necessarily. No is the answer. Getting out of this league and then worry about being in the football league when we get in the football league, because it's shown with Wrexham, they spent a hell of a lot more money than we did, and they were there for absolutely years. So getting out of this league this year, or next year, and at the very latest the year after, so I don't care whether they've come from the football league, or whether I would rather actually get someone like maybe the Cowley, the Cowley brothers who've done it and know the league and know how to get out of this league, and then when you're in the football league and you settle, then someone who's proficient in the non-league, because they, it's people coming from League One teams. And I said, but Darryl Clark's my favourite, so maybe sounded like a bit of a hypocrite there. But someone who knows this league, I think he's more important than someone who's coached at a higher level, because I think League One and League Two football, National League football, is massively different. Where I don't think the difference between League Two and non-league is polar parts, if that makes sense.
With Darryl Clark, he got Bristol Rovers promoted though in the National League when they went down.
Yeah.
So, I liked, when we played Port Vale a couple of seasons ago, they were fast, they were powerful, they had wide players, and they were really good to watch, and they had strong midfield, good defence, and by God, could they finish? You know what I mean?
The thing is, he's had a lot of personal trauma in his life, and it's whether or not he's ready to come back into the game or not. Really,
yeah, I didn't know about that. Right? Yeah, fair enough.
So I mean, there's that, but. We'll get who we get, and hope. I mean, the thing is we've been saying, it's a massive learning curve, isn't it? For the board. Hindsight's a brilliant thing. They obviously thought that on paper and with the conversations that they had with Unsworth and everything, that he was the right man with the right experience for the club going forward. But really, at the end of it's that kind of the question is, what's more important, getting out of this division within the first couple of seasons, or building a long-term infrastructure and plan. And I suppose it's both, but it's getting the balance in it between them both.
Yeah, Bin Man mentioned on the podcast, didn't he? It's about the people. You can do all the infrastructure, but you invest on the first and foremost the products on the pitch, don't you? As a fan. So
well, it seems as well. The other thing is, everyone, the people, the players have got to be happy if they're going to perform, and it would seem that they weren't particularly happy of late. So you know, I mean, like we always say, we're not privy to everything, and we hear a lot of rumors, but they tend, you know, we don't go talking about them because rumors are rumors, and you know, we don't. But yeah, it is what it is. So, do you think now that, like, I mean, I think we should be looking at like 9 points out of these 3 games. We got 3 the other night. Now Oxford City and Kidderminster Tuesday. I think we've shown that we're capable. And Kidderminster scored 4 goals all season.
Yeah.
Oxford City scored, you know, they're above us, but we win that game, we go up. Michael, do you fancy us for another 6 points from the next 2 games?
You've got a run now of, I've just got a list here because I can't remember. It's Oxford, Kidderminster, Wealdstone, Maidenhead, Dagenham, Drugdale, and then Fylde. So you've got like a massive run there of 6-7 games where that team is capable. You know how they played last night is 100% capable of winning every single game. So I think to get out of this league, win your own games and don't lose your try not to lose your away games. I think it's maybe, you know, always a good recipe. But you know, certainly I think you can definitely win the next 2 games. And shows last night that they're capable. It showed against Aldershot that they're capable. I don't know how it went so so wrong so quickly after Aldershot, but then I thought maybe that was just. I'm hoping it's just not a flash in the pan like the Aldershot game, because it showed how turd we were at Southend, and then there was this one flash in the pan, and then it was continuously turd after that.
I think York were a lot better side than Aldershot. Aldershot were rubbish, weren't they? They were bad. They were so bad.
One of the lads at work, he's a Rochdale fan, but he's from York, and he was saying to me, "Yeah, I'm really worried. I think they'll go back down this year." And I was like, "Listen, I wouldn't be worried at all. You know, they were one of the better teams I've seen come play there this year. Yeah, I thought they were really, really good in the possession. That number 10, I thought that their number 10, Latty something, he was pretty decent. Yeah, they've got a couple of good players, but obviously what you said, they just can't score goals. And I think they did everything bar score. The last 10, 15 minutes of the second half, it was all them. And I suppose you can't kind of high press them for, you know, kind of a whole half because you're knackered and then they'll just run over you in the second half. But so I think everything that they threw at us was good. I think Hudson, you know, was great in goal. You know, what from the saves that he had to make. I thought, you know, a shout out to Sharon. I think him, Nuttall, and Shelton have certainly been the boo boys, you know, or 3 of the bigger boo boys for the season, where, you know, just collectively it's not been good enough. But you know, you lose and it seems to be always Shelton and Sharon's fault. You know, it's not the collective. Well, why you know picking on why have you not been playing well? Why have you not been playing well? They seem to be the 3 that seem to have copped for a lot of the abuse. But I thought every man to a man last night was brilliant. We desperately need a right back. I mean, in like Sutton, I think he's a good footballer, but you can see when they kind of try to hit the ball down the overlap, he's just not got the pace to do it. And you know, he's filled the gap and he tries his hard, bless him. And I'll never criticise him, you know, for being a round peg in a square hole. But we do need. You know, a good right back. So whether that's a potential loan that'll come in and fill it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think, but it's good that he's getting the experience, even if he's playing out of position. I think he'll step in at centre half when he's needed, and if he's needed.
Raglan's injured, didn't he? Now he's had a bit of a.
I was just going to ask, where was Raglan last night, because we didn't know.
Got a twinge in training, but that was a great.
What about his injury?
Yeah, well, he must have thought about sexy Dave Bradley, but
can I ask you a refereeing question, Dave?
Yeah.
What was going on with that challenge from Kitchen? The more I watch that clip, the more I'm still baffled as to.
Careful now, he's Macca's cousin, you know.
I have been bombarded today on Twitter about this. Right, so if you watch the clip, Kitchen is fouled.
Yeah.
Kitchen then asks the referee to give the York player a yellow card. Under law, that is unsporting behaviour.
Right.
So Kitchen got booked for unsporting behaviour, and the free kick automatically goes to the other team. So it was Kitchen giving it the chatter last night.
Right.
So it was absolutely bang on correct in law.
Right.
Oh.
The ref review.
No, but
it didn't look like that, did it? I mean, at the
I actually
time,
watched the clip about 3 times, but in the cold light of day, when I've
Yeah.
watched it back, it is absolutely 100% correct.
Yeah. The one thing I did like in the interview that you did with Tomo, the referee, fair play, listen, I got that wrong and I got that wrong, and in the first half there was three fouls, I think, and there were 2 should have been against us and 1 should have been for us, and I don't know whether he's letting this play or whether he's just completely missed them, but I thought that he didn't have a bad game last night.
You're encouraged to play, with the conditions as they were. You don't want to be starting stopping the game because it's not looked upon well by the assessor. So you're meant to keep it flowing, and I don't think he was that bad. Just obviously that kitchen having a little paddy about it.
We've had some dog referees this year. We've had some absolute awful ones.
Yeah.
But I was also confused at half time. It absolutely bucketed down all day, and they stuck the sprinklers on. So one had a half where I came away and I looked at my mate and went, "What's this feeling? I feel like I've just been entertained. What is this feeling?" And then they put the sprinklers on. I was like, "It's not stop pissing down all day."
Listen, don't worry. That feeling of entertainment won't last. It won't last every week, mate. Don't worry about that. Right, we'll move on. We've got a few more calls lined up. Great call, Michael.
Take
Thanks
it easy,
a lot,
lads.
mate.
Cheers.
Mate.
Bye-bye.
I thought that game last night was more like what the games are going to be like, or should have been like this season, where it was pretty, it's pretty close. You're jabbing at each other but with 2 moments of clinical quality up top.
Yeah,
and that's what we should have in this squad. That's what we've got. We do have those players that are capable of it. We're not going to steamroll the teams, are we? We're not going to beat teams every week.
No,
it's going to be like that. The game's going to ebb and flow.
I'd rather it be end to end than ebb and flow. Yeah,
and then two bits of quality like that was really good. Let's bring Dom in, shall we?
Let's do it.
All right, Dom.
Now, lads.
What are we going to argue about now?
I know.
Yeah, it's first time I've come on and we haven't really had anything to be at each other's throats with.
I know, it's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, I've got to say, I'm quite disappointed that we didn't give him more time, though.
Well, you never know. We might have won against York under Unsworth.
I know,
might have just been about to go 4-4-2.
I felt like that would have been his turning point,
That would have been the game, wouldn't it? Yeah. It would have to have been. So you must be delighted, obviously. I mean, is it a relief? It's not. I mean, it's not something to be happy about, really, is it? It's just kind of like you've just
it was
move on.
It was needed, long time needed. Obviously, it was refreshing last night. You could see there was some intent in the team. We were pressing to the York. When you look at games in the past where we've just sat back and let them come on to us, it was nice to see us actually pressing. Obviously, the team's fucked. You could clearly see that, so it ain't gonna last. But whoever comes in, they've got a bit of work to build that fitness up. But I've said that's a team that will be up there with the right manager.
If Thompson wins the next 4 games, do you reckon he's going to be considered?
Yeah.
You might apply for it, or would you just keep him where he is?
I don't know. It's one of them. I mean, if he's going to go on a good run and he's doing things right, it's one of them. Do you overlook it? To bring someone else in? I mean, I would like someone with a track record, but I mean, if he's going on a good run, as much as I've said before, I'm sick of us going for the cheaper option. It's about time that we bring someone in that has a track record that's proven with promotions. But it's one of them. If he's going to win 4 games in a row, he's definitely throwing his hat in the ring.
Yeah, I think the fact that you have to weigh up the pros and cons, don't you? I mean, if somebody that's been in the club all season, knows the players, so that you don't have to, and there's none of that adjustment to it. He's been working with them all year. He knows how he thinks he should play. If he can get a tune out of them, why not? I mean,
Steve Thompson's best mate's Neil Redfern, isn't it, as well? So there's rumours that if Thompson were to get it, say, till the end of the season, Neil Redfern may be put in as coach. So would you accept that? Just consolidate for this season and see how we go? Or do you think we have to go balls deep again and get another manager?
To be fair, I'm still thinking we need to go for it. Throw some money at someone that like track record proven. Like everyone's saying, Darryl Clark. That'd be brilliant appointment. Or like the Cowley brothers, they've got experience in this league and they've got experience in high leagues. But it's one of them. Are they going to be tempted to come to Oldham?
Yeah, I think it's difficult, isn't it? But what they did at Lincoln, I think a caller last week said that they sort of carried out the infrastructure, made it a community club, and got them to where Lincoln are now, get full crowds every week because of all the runs that they went on. So the Cowleys know about building a club up from the foundations, which may be what we need to do. What do you make of Thompson though, from his interview? Did you like what he was saying? Because I thought he was very measured, very considered, very calm, and quite a chilled out, nice guy. Do you know what I mean? He wasn't full of himself. He was just very down to earth, and he knew his audience.
That's only the first interview I've actually managed to listen to. I've not had a chance to listen to the one before the York game or the post match. But he talks sense. Unsworth just waffled a load of nonsense. The typical, we had a good week in training. The lads, they deserved better. It's all the same old crap that he spilled every single week. This one he just said it as it were.
I think. What do you think? I mean, I've said it before on the pod about the caretaker interim manager role is a great one because there's no pressure. You really just have to focus on the next game. You have to just make the lads feel good about themselves and all that. And then if sometimes, if the board are taking a while to appoint somebody, it just grows, doesn't it? Given the time we had it with Pete Wild, Richie Wellings was the same. It's like these things can happen. But I think there is a massive difference, taking that aside, between how Thompson communicated with the club and with and you felt like he was talking to you when you were listening to him in a way that when Unsworth was being interviewed that he didn't. And I just don't think that he handled that very well. I just don't think really wasn't something he was good at, was it? It was talking to the press and unfortunately for him, it didn't make him any friends amongst the fans, did it?
No, it's a tough one. It's a tough one, but
it just goes to show how important that is, really. Yeah. And I think
having the hand in the signing the players as well. He knows Willoughby, put him in straight away, although he's not been playing. I thought he played really well. Nuttall, I think he had a hand in bringing him in as well. He played fantastic last night. What did you think of Nuttall after all that? He has been getting a lot of grief, hasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I've not been Nuttall's biggest fan, but I thought he had a blinder yesterday. Really strong up top, especially with that goal. Holding off his man and managing to spend it in. I thought he had a brilliant game. I know when you popped your head round the corner and had your little rant about Hogan.
Mate, don't even get me started because I'm still fuming, mate. Honestly.
I thought he had a really good game. Like,
mate, he was diving in all over the shop, mate. And
to be fair, I think
he set up Reed's goal, but for me, I think did he get booked last night? So I think he's one away. He's one away from a ban. And I don't want the guy to get banned, but I think Raglan and Hobson should be given a chance, and let's see what happens, and maybe go three at the back, potentially a 3-5-2, 3-4-3, something like that.
Maybe if we had a wing back, what we haven't, have we? Green's not a wing back, is he? He's a winger. So.
I don't know. I think Hogan's, although he's the captain, I just think his legs have gone. I do. I think he dived in, and I think he nearly cost us them on the break, and I think Hobson cleared it up, or Kitchen got back just in time to get rid of it. For me, I don't think it's the right.
Yeah, I think Gaz turned round and said to us, I think they had a game plan for him to stick on. Was it the number 9 or number 10? Like we were man marking. Can't remember. One of the two, front two. It seemed like he was man marking him all game, and you could see because he chased him up into their own half, and he was all over him. But I think, like I say, he were all over him. I think he had a really good game. I think the back four were really strong last night, even with Sutton. He's not a right back, but I think he was really strong last night at right back.
Yeah, he's a good footballer. Any centre half that can adopt. It's hard playing right back. I mean, I used to play centre half. I couldn't not play right. But if you asked me to go and play right back, I'd be like fish out of water. They wouldn't have a clue what to do. But so it's especially at this level, especially one so young, and he's got the build of a centre half as opposed to a right back. Well, like we said before about how he runs and that. So I think he's doing really well. I think if we can get a right back that complements Kitchen on the other side, then we have a lot more.
Well, I thought
more
Freeman was all right, but I think his wife's expecting. It's just about to have a baby, so I don't think that's why he's not featuring at the moment. Right. I think that's the reason.
But I think we are still a few players off. We've got two good goalkeepers, which is good. And not everyone revs about Norman, but I think he's solid at this level. Hudson's been good. I think I mean, the thing is if anything happens to Kitchen, we're struggling. We don't have any cover for him. We have to call back maybe Benny Couto, and he's
back now. He's back already.
But he's not been. No question marks over him as a left back. So there are still weaknesses across the squad. We are probably a bit top heavy. Obviously, Lundstrom coming back is going to make a difference. Dan Ward didn't play again. So, Gardner, it's great when he's fit. He makes a big difference to the team. So this is the thing. It is a long, hard season, and you've got to have the squad to deal with it. We've got the forwards, definitely. But there are still a few worries about the rest of the squad. I think if somebody comes in, they'll probably want to bring a couple of players in with them as well. But there are green shoots of optimism, aren't there? Thank goodness.
if this appointment takes a bit longer because it wants to be considered, would you allow Thompson to bring anyone in, Dom, if you were the board, or would you make sure just let him have what he's got and call it?
From what I've heard, he's been part of the recruitment team, hasn't he, this season?
Yeah, he's the head of recruitment.
Yeah, but would you let him bring people in, knowing new managers potentially coming in?
Right, no. I don't know. It'd be a bit tricky, wouldn't it, if he starts bringing people in, and then next a week or two later, he's like turned around and said, "Right, we've got someone you're lot are done with now." It's a bit of a tricky one. That
the ideal scenario really is that we keep winning under Thompson, and it gives the board time to bring the right person. We don't want to rush. We don't want any rush. We want the right person to come in.
Yeah.
If it's Steve Thompson because everything's firing brilliantly and they decide to keep him until the end of the season or whatever, so be it.
Yeah.
But let's just hope that keep the results come in and get
hope,
the right person in. Oh
Hallam came back last night. Did all right, didn't he?
Yeah.
Brought a bit of energy. So good. Well, thanks for the call.
Didn't see much of him, but yeah. No, yeah.
No, carry on, mate. What were you going to say about Hallam?
I was going to say, obviously, didn't really see much of it, but it's first game back, isn't it? Since for I don't know how long.
Long time.
I think the good thing about it is like with Thompson rewarding probably people who work really hard in training and stuff like that. And I think that's a good thing to do.
Well, that's it, isn't it? Yeah. All right, Dom. Thanks very much, mate.
Cheers, Dom.
No worries, lads.
Tommy Orr, you coming in? Tom, this is recorded live, so I can't be.
frozen.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, bring Ibby in.
Yeah, Ibby.
Oh, you've changed your picture, Ibby.
Yeah, guys. Evening, guys. You all right?
You sound sad.
How are you?
Last night.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm very happy with yesterday's result. I've got a lot of respect for Steve Thompson.
Well, he's
delighted he got a response.
100% record as a manager so far. He's on a flyer.
Yeah, whoever I spoke to in football about Steve Thompson, everybody has said good things. I spoke with Matt Williams. He used to work at Blackpool. He's currently at Burnley. He's got good stuff to say about Steve Thompson. He said Oldham are lucky to have him.
I've heard the same from people within football as well. Hopefully, I'm going to get an exclusive interview with a ex-Latics, ex-Blackpool player, and hopefully a bit of clip to talk about Steve Thompson, but it's not confirmed yet. So,
who's that? Is
it's probably Brett Umbro, that.
No, it's not. It's Neil Eardley. I'm trying to get Neil just to get a few minutes with him and see what he can say about Steve Thompson.
Good stuff, that Dave. Dave, I thought yesterday the players were up for it, but their fitness seemed to be a bit down.
Well, Mick Rathbone says they're fit and they're ready, so maybe it was just because they had a tough game against Bromley. They've had a long travelling back. They've had one training session, and they've probably been taught a completely different system by Steve Thompson a different way. He probably drilled him in a different way. So it is quite a massive change mentally. So they might be mentally tired, and they're probably feeling a bit of pressure as well to get the result last night for Tomo. So I think give them a break. I think I think got the win, and they were at 100%. You could see, but
it's hard because there have been times when I've looked at the players this season and thought they don't look 100% on it as much as you'd expect. Like, for example, against Dorking the other week when,
it was hot though.
It was hot, but it was hot for Dorking and they're plumbers and carpenters.
I gotta say, good response yesterday. I'm happy with Joe. Took his goal very well. Alex Reid. I thought Hobson played very well.
Yeah, Reid's first time finish was exquisite, weren't it?
Yeah, Dave. Let's hope it's we've turned over the bad spell and we need the club to take the time with the next managerial appointment because it's a massive one this, Dave.
Yeah, definitely. I think also credit, as Bob says here, Paul Murray was helping out, so Paul Murray's got to deserve a bit of credit as well because he's a good lad within the academy, and obviously he's been a good coach. He's been around the block a few times. He could probably still play. He's that good. Do you know what I mean? He still looks like when he used to play for Latics.
Currently the clubs are interviewing people. And I hope they don't rush it because I'm happy with Steve being.
They're interviewing people now. Do you think?
Yeah, a few are getting interviewed tonight. There was about 2 interviews going on. I got told. I don't know who they are.
Well, firstly, they should be watching the phoning.
Absolutely.
Secondly, they should be watching the phoning. And thirdly, they should be watching the phone.
Yeah, well, I'm sure they are. I'm sure they're.
I don't think that. I highly doubt they'd be interviewing people.
Well, unless
they're trying to get people in ASAP.
We don't.
What were you going to say? Be sorry, mate. Before I cut you off.
Yeah, it won't be a quick appointment because I won't name the person, but the club has clearly said they're going to take the utmost time to get this right because they don't want any more messing about, and they want to do it in the proper way this time, which I really respect. And we'll see what happens, Dave. But I'm happy with Steve to remain in charge. If he starts winning games, I'm not being funny with you, but if he just say he picks up 4 or 5 wins, I think he should be offered the job till the season.
I think everyone will be happy with him doing that. I think if he's winning games, and
it's all about winning games, isn't it? First and foremost, winning games. You get the results, you get the job. If you don't get the job.
See ya. See ya, someone. The thing is, it's difficult. It's a difficult one because you go from being head of recruitment to being going from being head of recruitment to being the head man, the manager, and then if somebody else comes in, do you go back to being head of recruitment? Do you? It's a difficult one for someone like Tom.
Yeah, what's wrong with Sexy Dave today?
It's smart. He's just a
dwarf. He's got the giggles.
Yeah, guys. One question to you: who would you want to appoint, or are you just going to leave it to the club?
Duncan Ferguson for me.
No,
I'm joking.
Darryl Clark or Mike Williamson for me.
Don't think he'll leave Gateshead.
You've asked me the question.
Yeah,
I've answered it.
I'm not too sure he will.
I'm not against Darren Clark, but is he willing to drop into this league? And
I think he plays golf, Darren Clark. So it's Darryl Clark, mate.
Yeah, he's a good manager, really, because he once got the Leeds United job once. But they overlooked him. My second target would be Gary Bauer. If not, then I would look into Ian Dowie. If that can't be done, then I don't know which direction we'll be going into.
Well,
upwards, hopefully.
Upwards,
the thing is that the board now will be interviewing. They'll be talking to everybody. They'll be going through a process. I'm sure there'll be a lot of people that want the job. So hopefully it's about getting the right fit and, sexy football back around.
Absolutely.
And have you guys spoken to David Unsworth yet?
No, give him space.
No.
Space.
Yeah. I just wish him all the best, whatever he does next.
Yeah, and I echo that. All the best to David. Yeah, of course you do.
The club had to make a decision, sadly, because nobody is bigger than this football club.
No.
Sexy Dave Bradley is, but I'm not joking.
Dave, put your CV in.
They couldn't afford me, mate. Yeah.
No, and I don't want to have to be his assistant.
Oh, get you as my assistant.
Yeah.
All right, mate. Thanks very much, Ibby.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you very much.
Cheers,
Bye-bye.
Ibby.
Bye-bye,
Take care.
Tom, you
Try
coming
again.
in?
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, mate.
Yeah, not bad yourselves.
Yeah, you on the tram?
Yeah, just on my way to work.
Nice one. How are you feeling? How are you feeling about the last few days?
Compared to Saturday, a lot better. Last night was so refreshing. It was basically giving everyone lads football and being told to go out and do what you do best, which is play football, attack, push forward, press. The midfield, for me, looked better than it has done for a long time, both Sheeran and Gardner. It's hard to give either one of them who was better. They worked so well together. And I think everything just clicked well last night.
Sheeran actually looks better when he's playing further forward, doesn't he, than he does when he's having to sit right back. I think he does anyway.
Yeah, he's just mopping up, weren't he? He's just like he was doing the dirty work for Gardner to sort of carry out with the flair and do all the creativity and ping the ball about. He must have been knackered because he covered that midfield.
He always does.
We've said for a while there's playing Gardner, and I think under Unsworth has probably been one of the few positives this season that we started to see the best of him. But hopefully, if he can stay fit, also with Ward and Lundstrom, we've got that midfield finally started, which has been a weak spot now for a number of seasons. But in attack, it's good to see us looking clinical as well. And Nuttall looked like he had a point to prove. Also, obviously, I missed Reed's goal, so I had to go to work, but it was nice to come out of Bounty Park feeling like we've got our club back and refreshed for a change.
I was buzzing for Nuttall. All the players were buzzing for him. He looked so happy. He was really fist pumping the Rochdale Road end and stuff. But we were talking about like 4-4-2 and midfielders and that. Like me and my brother were talking about it last night. If you're going to play a 4-4-2, your two central midfield players both need to be all-rounders. They both need to be able to tackle. They both need to be able to...
Gardner were putting it in last night. Tackling really. He was chasing it down, weren't he?
Far too often, I feel we've looked weak in midfield. We've not enough strength at net. We've just let teams come right through us. But last night, we were winning everything and we were dominating it. That's what we need to make sure we keep on doing.
Definitely. I think when you play with three midfielder, you play like one behind and maybe two just in front. You can have a little bit more compensation for each other. But 4-4-2, two centre mids, they've got to have it all. Got to be able to play. They've got to be able to get forward, get back, tackle, pass, and yeah, I think I can't wait to see Lundstrom play. I've not seen him play because I didn't see him in the friendly. I can't wait to see what he makes.
Yeah, saw the game tied, and to be fair, it did look all right. There was encouraging positive signs from him that there's a player in there who also likes to control play. He can get the ball forward, he can help back if he needs to as well. So I'd be glad when he's back also.
Yeah, it has been an area that has let us down over the last season or two. So yeah. So what do you reckon? What do you think the chances are now? Who would you like to see? Would you be happy to see Thompson stay in, or do you think we need to make a signing ASAP?
The thing is, if you say the recruitment and you make the signing, it's the case of it says to a player, right, I am head of recruitment, I'm bringing you in, but be prepared. I may not be the manager here in the long run. For me, I think we've got a decent squad already. We've got plenty of attackers. It's just a case of using them to the best of their ability. Like, for me, I've said personally, I'd like to see get the job given to me, as you mentioned, Clark, the Cowley brothers, or I would take the point on Williamson. I think it's a bit too soon to say, oh, give it to Thompson, because personally, you could have given that role last night to Murray, Adams, Bateman, Chevy Dial. I think the players would have responded anyway because he had a point to prove himself.
Yeah, you make a very good point there, actually, yeah, because they were well up for it, maybe just getting rid of that cloud that's been over them. And we don't know how Unsworth treated the players. We don't know how the training was. We didn't know how they reacted. But they certainly gave a reaction last night. It felt like the weight had been lifted, hadn't it? It felt like the weight.
The other thing that you have to remember, though, I mean, with credit to like someone like Steve Thompson, is he's been in the game a long time. It's not. He's an experienced
400 games.
He's an experienced professional as a coach and in the game, and so it's not like you're not bringing a rookie in.
Every manager deserves an opportunity, and they have to start somewhere. But I just think at this level, you just need that someone knows this league, in my opinion.
Yeah, agreed. I agree with you.
And it's all about whether Steve Thompson wants the job as well. I mean, he might not want to be the full-time manager, even if he does do really well. You know, I mean, not everybody wants to. He might be perfectly happy with the other roles that he's got at the club. So,
yeah.
Anyway, either way, we wish Steve Thompson all the best.
Well, we've seen it all
with his.
Many managers.
We've lost you.
But then the one when it doesn't work out always. Sorry.
No, we're losing you, mate, and we're running out of time. So we'll move on. But thanks for getting in touch,
worries,
mate.
lads.
All right, thanks, mate.
Bye-bye.
Jack, are you there, mate?
Jack.
Here he is. He's been very patient, Jack.
Hiya, you're right.
Yeah, you.
Yeah, I'm all right.
God, everyone's in such a happy mood considering we won the game.
Yeah.
You got a black eye?
No.
Oh, no, it's a shade.
He's just tired.
Sorry.
No, yeah, I'm a bit tired. It's all right. It was a good game yesterday. I think not all took his goal really well. It was a really good finish. And Wilby, the only reason that happened is because Wilby chased the ball and stopped him from going dead ball. So, massive praise to him.
It was brilliant, wasn't it? It really was. It was. That's what you want to see. I loved his energy, Willoughby, didn't you? Just the way that he chased everything and just his attitude to the game was really good to see.
Yeah. I didn't think he was going to get to it, honestly. And then I saw him run from, obviously, he was being in a striking position. Then he run. He didn't get trapped by his man, so he managed to get there, give it to Green, and then he squared it to Joe, and then it was a good finish.
Yeah. So we've got a run of games now. We've got Oxford City, Kidderminster, Maidenhead, Wealdstone, and Maidenhead. How many points do you reckon we'll get under Thompson now, following that result and that performance last night?
How many games did you say? 4, though, I think. 4. I think 9. Oh,
right.
You know what? The football we played yesterday, I was watching it, and there was a time where it was on the Green and Sutton and Gardner, they're all there just passing it around to each other. And then we played the free ball, and I was unlucky that we didn't get onto it. And it's decent football we played under him.
You know what was good in your interview, Dave, with him was about saying about passing forward.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And even because you could see it, you could see the difference yesterday. He
went apeshit when they started passing it backwards after that 20-minute spell going across the back. He was like, get it forward. He was proper banging his legs and shouting and having a right tant.
Yeah.
So that's what you want, just forward. You know, you see it with like Mark Whites and people just playing it forward all the time.
Yeah.
Pep hates and playing it around off the back. I'm not saying Thompson's like Pep or anything like that.
No.
You don't score goals if you don't play the ball forward, do you?
You sound like me now, always stating the obvious.
Well, that's why I asked the questions, and I thought I did a very good job.
I thought it was a good interview there, gaffer taped.
Yeah. So, who was your stand-up player last night, Michael? Jack, even.
I think Nuttall, the response that he showed, he's been getting all this stick, and I think Gardner decent. Hobson was outstanding. I can't pick, to be honest.
I'll tell you what, Hobson's a good signing, you know. I think he's got, is it 2.5-year deal we've got him on?
Yeah, well, he was their player of the year last year, wasn't he? And we've seen how good Southend are.
But we hijacked that deal, you know. He was going to go and sign for a league club. And on the way up, I think Thompson and he's
we're in a Mark 1 transit van.
No, they rang him up and said, look, we want to get you in. And I think Steve Thompson's got to get a lot of credit there, for bringing such a quality player, because he was a standout performer for Southend last season, weren't he? But what do you think of Hogan? Or would you prefer to see Raglan and Hobson? I'm pushing that one tonight.
You know what? I agree with you so much. I like Hogan. He's a brilliant player, but I want to see Raglan and Hobson together. So obviously Raglan's come from the league above. So obviously he's got that experience. And obviously Hogan's the captain, but if he gets booked, then obviously we're going to see that partnership. So I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, we need the squad is so many games. Tuesday, Saturday, yellow cards being handed out for anything. Having a squad is important, and there are a number of positions in our team where if we do get it with an injury or suspension, it's going to make us struggle a little bit, and that's a little bit of a concern. But I don't want to get too bogged down in being pessimistic at this stage. Now I think it's nice that we've got
to just go for it, haven't we? Now we've just got to just keep on building, get the momentum going, get Boundary Park packed on Saturday. For Oxford City, because they're not going to bring a big crowd, but we need to build. We need to, after that result, we've shown what we can do. If we put another performance line, it's on us now to give Thompson the full support. Don't you agree, Jack?
Yeah, I agree. I think we should give him until about the new year, to be honest.
Really?
If he has a good run of games, I don't want to say anything too soon because it's only one game. But if he keeps playing how he's playing, and we pick up a few wins over these 4 games, I think we should give him till the new year and let the club have a proper deep dive, interview candidates more than once, ask them what their ambitions are for the club, what their aims, and then obviously it's their choice to see who they want to pick.
Well,
I think the same kind of thing applies for the players as well. Now, I think you mentioned before about Nuttall getting a bit of stick, and players like Hallam Hawke coming back into the fray. Like, we need to just, we've got rid of the terrible players because we did have some terrible players, didn't we? Like last season, we've got rid of them. Everybody who's at the club now is one of our players. We need to get behind them all. They're not all going to play brilliant every week. They're going to make mistakes. That's the way it goes. But there are players now. Let's get a song for Joe Nuttall. That's the other thing. Like last night, you got the Alex Reid song, right? You've got the song for Kurt Willoughby. They were singing song for. Let's have a chant for.
I've got one. Go on. Joe Nuttall.
There we go.
There you go.
There we go.
Let's
Let's get behind Joe on Saturday. Let's sing for him. Let's sing for all the players. Let's really get behind him. I thought at the end of the game last night, when the players came round, a big round of applause, everyone shouted, "Yeah, come on, Oldham!" And that was really good to see. And we're all in it together now.
Joe Nuttall. There you go.
I'm not trying to name.
You do fucking.
I'm not trying to. Right. So anyway,
Jack, you've got to start that in the Rochdale Road end. Just if you're sitting there.
Some more good news. What?
No,
good
actually,
news.
no,
What? You're not.
I'm in the Chaddy end on Sunday.
Well,
you're going in Chaddy?
Well, what way you do it then, mate? Get it doing.
Yeah,
and I'm very sorry to say that Manchester United are losing
3-1.
3-1.
Yeah.
They're losing 3-1.
Yeah. So that's great news,
Let's
isn't it? What a
Man United.
What a week we're having.
Yeah.
What a fabulous week we're having.
How are
so
Arsenal doing? Have a bit of that.
So right, enjoy Saturday in the Chaddy end. Have you watched Latics in the Chaddy end from the Chaddy end before?
I don't know. I'm not sure. Well, either way, I don't think I remember it. So
you know what? The view from the Chaddy end, not the view of the pitch, but the view of the stadium is the best. The stadium, because of the Rochdale Road end, the stadium looks most impressive from the Chaddy end, I think. So I think it'd be really good. If you got some sun as well, that'd be nice. And enjoy the game, Jack. Thanks for your call as always, mate.
Really good call, mate. Thank you.
All right. If you're there, I'll probably see you on Saturday if I'm not in the Chaddy end. So,
all right, have a good one. Take care.
See you. Bye.
Cheers, mate. Okay, so that was good, wasn't it?
It's good, yeah, good stuff. Thanks for all the callers as ever.
And
sorry for a few that we couldn't get through. So I think Gazapalooza was on, then he was off, and I think was there someone else?
I don't know. But anyway, if you enjoyed. If you enjoyed the show,
can I just say a quick happy birthday to Zoe Fairbrother as well? Happy birthday, Zoe! Happy 50th.
Happy 50th. You're looking well. And if you enjoy all the efforts that we make on a regular basis for your entertainment, then please buy us a coffee, Dave. So now, Dave, fans can buy us a coffee. How do you like your coffee?
Like an ice cream, white frothy latte.
Latte. So if you want to buy Dave a
latte,
then you can go to buymeacoffee.com/OAFC podcast. I'll just take mine black. How's the foot, Dave?
Still sore. Thanks, Keith.
Captain Anophelis
came in late. We've all been there.
Missed it all. Well, you can always catch up on YouTube. It stays there straight after the show. Great show tonight. Thanks, Ibby. It's always a great show, but that's okay.
Darius.
100% we need to pack the park Saturday. We'll be brilliant if we could get back above 7,000 to show that the team is being backed.
Darius has spoken.
Absolutely. Apparently, according to Rob, Oxford has sold 50 tickets so far. So fair play to...
Yeah, fair play. 50 tickets is 50 tickets.
What a way to sign up the show. 50 tickets is 50 tickets.
We're in a silly mood, so let's just...
Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Boundary Park Alert System, a QPod production hosted and produced weekly by Matt Dean, Andy Halliwell and Dave Bradley. QPod is Oldham's only dedicated podcast production company, and if you'd like to learn more about how podcasting can help take your brand to the next level, visit kupod.co.uk. A huge thank you goes to all those people who subscribe to the podcast on Spotify. We really appreciate you all. Please visit oafcpodcast.co.uk and click Be a Supporter or find the link in the show notes if you'd like to help us fund the show. It's only $2.99 per month to subscribe, but if you'd rather make a one-off donation, please visit buymeacoffee.com/OAFC podcast or click the link on our website. Don't miss the Latics Football Phone-In every Wednesday live from 8:30pm. Please visit youtube.com/@OAFC podcast and do hit subscribe while you are there. You can also follow and interact with us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and TikTok @OAFC podcast. Big thanks go to Eileen Finnegan for writing our excellent weekly blog, which we encourage you to read on our website every Saturday morning, and also to Paul Prendergast for providing us with all the Latics Mind questions. The title music for the show is by Manchester DJ and producer Starion, and for more information visit bandcamp.com/Red Laser Records. If you'd like to be a guest or contribute to the show, we would love to hear from you. Until then, see you next time.